All right, it is 4 o'clock on May 23rd, 2023. You got a new student today, and he just paid in for a session. I know he has some moderate experience in the game, and we told him to make a list of things that he wants to go over, so let's see how it goes. Oh, there it goes. What is up?
What up, Ryan?
Okay, sound is good and clear.
Pretty good, man. How about you?
I'm good. Just getting up. Got a protein shake and.
Nice. A Red Bull here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Champion.
Oh, man. Yeah, thanks for coming on and meet up with me. I always thought highly of you. I know you're a professional. And you had this game mastered for years now. I was just going through one of your old YouTube videos with Nathan about wingman theory.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, dude, you've been in this for a while.
Those were like the good times in game before all the social media, and it was just all cold approach back then.
That's right.
On like MySpace and Plenty of Fish.
Yeah, right.
Cool.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
Well, man, so I made a list here, of course, and use our time most wisely. And as you know, I'm going to be in Vegas for on 29th to the June 2nd, Monday through Friday, next week. And I was actually also going through your book, the hired gun section.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, pure gold, man. Pure gold. I love it, dude.
Good.
Like, holy shit, this is all you really need just to get started, to get working that.
I hope that it helps you out.
Oh, for sure. So,
what part about the hired gun did you?
Yeah,
like,
well,
I like takeaways.
I like the stripper game, and of course, like letting them think that you're on the same page, you're in the same industry, so that they don't put you in that customer frame,
Mm-hmm.
And I liked about your cocktail waitresses and the hostess. You only have like super limited time. You just go in there, you say something like. Just get their number and then meet up with them later. So it's all good stuff, Definitely need to internalize that and get that mastered out in the field,
Yeah, I felt like it's just faster. I just noticed that a lot in Vegas, for example. If there's like a go-go dancer, because I work a lot of the industry events, I think that you've seen, and sometimes she's up dancing on the pole, and like just the fastest way is to kind of just put yourself like as a promoter, like, hey. Like, I want to hire you. And then she's just like, what? Which is so different than guys are like, hey, what's up, girl? Like, just kind of catcalling her. And just like, hey, I want to hire you. She's like, what? Like, I'm a promoter. Like, let me get your number. I'll text you the details later. And then you just get the number real fast, and then you dip. And then, of course, when you call her back, then you could just kind of, it's like the bait and switch. So you're setting up like, I'm a promoter and I want to hire you. And then you switch to, hey, what's up? Yeah, I'm having a pool party, whatever, for some friends, or if you want to go get a drink, and then you just kind of just change the whole dynamic from there.
That's awesome, man. That's great. Good stuff, dude, for sure. And imagine something similar with the stripper. Well, actually, strippers, you can go like, I guess if you work them for a little bit, you can kind of go more direct, or but also like invite them to the event. I like that piece,
Is that more what you're interested in, like hired guns and stripper game? And
oh yeah, absolutely.
There's a couple of students of mine. Let's see, maybe link you guys up to.
I like the idea of just like putting yourself, just like you're in the same category. Say like I'm a strip club promoter. It's also something I wanted to get into. Also, strip club promoter.
Mm-hmm. That would definitely like more take you out of the customer frame and kind of put you more around her level. You know what I mean? Because then you're like an inside man.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, I was thinking about being a driver for Saturdays, just to like get in the door. Also, I think it'd be kind of fun too. It's like driving people to the strip clubs, and you can tell the girls, "Yeah, I'm a driver here, I work here," and instantly they take you out of that customer experience. So that'd be another cool piece also.
It's definitely a good in. I worked as a bouncer in a strip club for a couple of months. Like kind of when they see a familiar face, like maybe at first when she meets you, she's like, who's this new guy or whatever, just another thirsty dude trying to hit on me or whatever. But when you're kind of just there all the time and they get used to you and you just talk to them like a cool dude and you're just maybe just offering value, like, yeah, if you guys want, we're having a little party, you guys are welcome to come by. Not hitting on her really directly. For me, I just kind of noticed that it was a good in, and then all of a sudden, on their breaks, because they get used to talking to you, and sometimes they get bored and they just want someone to chat with. You'll end up like in the dressing room, and they may be like, whose tits do you think are sexier, and like, do you think I should wear this lingerie or this? And now she's like asking your opinion on things, and next thing you know, you're kind of trading numbers. You guys start texting, and then it's just a good way to get in there.
You had a couple buddies who are working like the Vegas scene, like go out a lot.
There's one guy. He's been progressing quite a bit. Like he's a doctor, and he makes good money. So he's been doing like
nice.
like a session with me almost every week for the last couple of months, and basically like. I think like it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago we did a session. We're at XS, and then like he pulled a girl in the lobby. He had me and he had like a hired wing girl, and so it was kind of like I was able. He kind of already had the pre-selection built in just by her kind of hanging out, and then with me I was able to say, by the way, my friend here, he's a physician by trade, but his passion is really fashion, and he's a great designer. You should see some of his design. And now she was just like, what? Like, oh my god. And so he's got this whole, I showed him how to use AI drawing technology. And so he has all these pictures of like, I don't know, theoretical outfits. And he's like, yeah, this is my fashion company. And the girl's like, oh, this is so interesting. He's like, by the way, we're going to be in the club if you want to join us. Took her to the club, took her to the bar, jumped in an Uber, was back at his house, and he fucked her like an hour and a half. So.
My god!
And literally 6 months ago, he couldn't even approach. Like the first session, I took him to the mall, and it was like, "Go approach that girl," and he was all awkward, didn't know what to say. So it's like coming from that to where he's at now. It's like it's dope to see.
Dude, that's sick, man. That's fucking sick.
And she was pretty fun. Like she was probably like an 8 out of 10. Like it's just a good pull for that amount of time.
Oh, for sure. Oh, especially the setup, having you by his side. Fucking giving him the AI and having the wing girl by his side.
Yeah.
That's so key. That changes everything so dramatically. As opposed to like going out looking for girls by yourself. Right?
Yeah. Like being Leisure Suit Larry just hanging out and hey, what's up? My ex and I used to go out and I don't know if you read the section in the book about like tandem hunting.
Oh. No, not yet.
It's like a term like, I don't know if you've ever been skydiving.
No.
So like when you do your first skydive, you go tandem because like the guy is connected to you with 4 shackles, and then you guys jump together. So with like wingman and or for like a PUA and a wing girl, they call it like tandem hunting. It's because you're going out together and trying to pick up like a third.
Okay.
It's a good community term. My ex I'd be like, okay, that girl's pretty cute, and then she's like, yeah, I approve, and I'd fuck her too, and then she would kind of go up and be like, hey, what's up? I like your dress. I'm with my boyfriend or whatever. We're just hanging out and seeing if you want to party, something like that. And they would get to talking, and then she would introduce me, which is already like pre-selection. And then the 3 of us would kind of just go as a unit too. Either like if she was staying, it would be like up to her room, or we could go back to our place or whatever. And it was just like, it's just better when the girl kind of knows a little bit of game like that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's so great, man. To have like a solid wing girl and doing it with your girlfriend at the time. That's perfect for like other girls and getting threesomes.
It was an interesting session because I didn't even know she was coming. I thought we were just gonna go to the club and do some game, and then he's like, by the way, like this other girl is coming as well, and I'm like, okay. And then basically like the 3 of us kind of sat down, and he was like, could you give us some strategies of how we could work together? And I was using salt and pepper shakers to kind of be like, okay, this is you, this is her, and when the other girl comes in, like you guys could do this and that. And it was interesting, and it turned out to be a pretty successful evening.
Yeah, I imagine. So how would you go about finding girls like that, like in Vegas? Like, would you post like an ad somewhere, or would you like go through some like Facebook mutual friends, find the cute ones, and or like hit up atmosphere models, say, hey, I might have some work for you or something like that, or
That'd be kind of
like
cool. For me, in the past, it's been more just like girls that I've been talking to, and they happen to be bi, and then we just decide like that's what we want to do together. And then usually I would just start saying, okay, so for example, maybe your target is over here at the bar, and then it would be like your wing girl will come in first. Hey, I like your outfit, or what are you doing? Da da da. I'm here with my boyfriend, and then like you kind of come along into set afterwards, and then she's like, yeah, this is my guy, and then she hangs on you and kind of like builds up your value, creating that attraction, and then the three of you basically just kind of go to where you're going afterwards.
Yeah.
So it's more like I would just take kind of this same pattern, and then if you meet a girl who's into that, who's bi, you could be like, hey, we should just play it like this, and usually she'll just go along with it.
Okay, yeah. That's also a good one for just like a girl you meet out at a hotel lobby or something, or hotel bar.
Kind of the same thing as like if you were with your wingman, and then you had, you know, maybe two girls, same kind of thing. Like your wingman could come in first, and then introduce you like, yeah, hey, I'm with my buddy. He's a cool guy. You know, and you guys like would discuss what your DHBs would be. Like he's a club promoter or something like that. And then as you come in, you're already like your values already uploaded, and then you guys can kind of just work the two set. Usually once you come in, say you're working the two girls, it's like you kind of start arcing around like this. I think you might have seen this in that wingman thing too. And as you do that, then you'll be kind of talking to them from the side like this, and then and then like I like to say like invisible curtain theory happens, because as you guys' backs are turned towards each other, it's almost like there's like a wall, and you guys kind of get your own little space to work the girls. And then if it's going good, like you can see your buddy, but the girls' backs are facing each other, so they can't see each other. And that way you can kind of code your buddy and be like, hey, like this is going good, let's move the set. And then you guys all four will like move together to some other isolation, like to another bar, or to like, hey, there's this after party, you could jump in an Uber and take them there. That's how I like to work it.
Yeah, awesome, man. That's great. It's a great way, for sure. Well, man, so about the DHB stuff, I was going to ask, like sometimes like girls are talking to me, they're not, I feel like they're like who the fuck is this dude, you know? So I like how you said, they like upload your DHBs right away. Mm-hmm. Like what are some that I can do right away, you know, just so that a girl has like some kind of label for me? Like,
okay.
Like I like what we were talking about before, like being in industry somehow.
Mm-hmm. So also think about like what your end game is with the girl. Like if you just want to fuck her, or if you want to be like the boyfriend. So for example, usually like I like to just be kind of the fuck boy. I'm not looking for a relationship. I just want to party, have fun for the night, and then move on to the next set. Sure. So I'll usually like kind of position myself as like, I'll say like I'm an entrepreneur, or usually that one kind of works well for me, because then they don't really know a lot about me. And then usually sometimes they'll say like, so what are you looking for? I'll say, well, I'm just casually dating right now, having fun. I just got over a long relationship and I'm not looking for anything. So kind of I want to put it in her mind that I'm not a long-term option. I'm just someone to have fun with for the night. So
that's good.
And I don't want to make myself appear like rich, because I notice a lot of times when the girl's like, oh, this guy has a lot of money, so I'm going to make him work for it. I'm going to make him wait and earn this pussy. And so I like to kind of downplay money or anything like that, and just kind of be like, I'm just a fun option for the night, and just kind of put myself in that position so that I don't get any of that last minute resistance where she's like, oh, so for example, like there was this student, and he was fucking rich as fuck. Like he was very successful, had a mansion, had I don't know, it was a Ferrari or Lamborghini, it was like one of those nice fucking cars. And he would be taking the girl in that, and then he would take her to this mansion with like pillars in front of it. and thinking that he's like, oh man, I'm gonna get laid. But as soon as girls would see that, they're like, oh, this guy's like husband material. Like, and then they would be like, oh, I'm not that type of girl. No, no.
Oh my god.
And once he like ended up getting a smaller like apartment that was kind of like in a regular location. It just looked normal. All of a sudden, when I started saying, oh man, just you got to be kind of more just like the party guy. You're offering way too much value, so she's gonna see you as like, oh, I want to keep this guy. And so he started downplaying it, and all of a sudden, then he started getting laid a lot more.
Yeah, of course, that's hilarious. So yeah, I like that. Just I just got a long-term relationship, you know, just like dating casually, just looking to have fun, you know. I like that friend, saying that right away. It's the first thing, one of the first things when talking to a girl.
Yeah, or even when sometimes if they give you the boyfriend even excuse, oh, I've got a boyfriend. Well, I'm not trying to be anybody's boyfriend right now. I just thought you were cool. I want to get to know you. Oh, okay. And they'd be like, yeah, we grab some coffee or get some drinks sometimes. And that's like I took myself out of the boyfriend frame because I'm kind of saying,
great.
I'm not trying to get anything from you. I just thought you were cool. I wanted to get to know you. Oh, okay.
That's awesome.
So if it gives her the option where she's like, oh, okay, I can still keep my boyfriend, but I can have you on the side for fun, as like a boy toy.
Yeah, that's great, man. That is the best boyfriend objection I've ever heard. What are some of your favorite places in Vegas to meet girls? Like I know you've done like some at the college, and I know there's food store, and I think also like Blue Martinis. You also mentioned.
Yeah, that's a good spot on like ladies' night. It used to be Wednesday night. I think they moved it to Tuesday night. I'm not sure.
Oh no shit! I'll look into that. Awesome. That's the night to go for sure. So ladies' night, Blue Martini. I'll check to see when it's going off. I'll call it too. So. And then, so you also said instant date, like you take them next door for a piece of pizza, or you take them for a coffee or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good one too. Like that's a really.
I mean, especially if she's by herself, you know. Unless you're able to. Yeah, I like the piece.
Can you see the graph?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find
Yeah.
the instant date. Oh, actually, this is a good one too. Like. If you let's say you like meet her at the bar, it like the first thing I like to do is kind of move from the like let's say attraction location into like a sit down location.
Wow.
Cause so it kind of like turns into like a mini date right away, and you only have to move like 5 to 8 feet. So right here, anything you see can basically be a sit down, and then from there you can get her to kind of, let's say, leave the club. I like to go through the path of least resistance. So for example, like let's say you met her at the club, and then you sat down with her in that little location. Then you're like, hey, by the way, let's just go over here. There's a house party or something like that. So you kind of jump to the car, and then from like maybe the house party, you jump back in your car and head back to your house.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I kind of like try to eliminate moves that are unnecessary. Like for example, say you're like, yeah, my buddy is having a little house party or whatever. So you get her in your car, but if you already have alcohol in your car, like a bottle of vodka in the trunk or like a case of beer, you eliminate the move of having to go to the liquor store and then park the car, go buy the liquor, and this and that, and then you're going over here. Instead, it's like the liquor's already in your trunk, so you just jump in the car, hit the house party, or the optimal move is if you can get her in the car and then say, by the way, like the after party's at your house, then you just go straight to your house, and then you eliminate this move. So then it's just faster.
That's awesome.
For example, like let's say you're at the beach, maybe gaming her, or that you could apply this, I guess, to like Excess Beach Club or something like that. You could be like meeting her, I don't know, on the sand here or like in the water, and then anywhere that close, like this shop right here, that could be an instant date. And then from the shop, you would go to the car, from the car back to your house, and it's just kind of like taking all the shortcuts instead of and eliminating all of the bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or if the game's really tight, you can just go straight, to the porta potty. If it's like really on, or you can fuck her in the water. So I kind of started just looking at the environment that you're in and saying, oh, okay, like how can I use this to advance the seduction to the next level in the game?
Yeah, that's awesome. I like how you pull them at the attract location, meet them at the bar, you just seat them down right like a few feet away. Now you're like comfort location. You're sitting there talking with the girl. It's it's like a mini date. Just right away. That's a great piece.
What kind of strip clubs are you gonna go to?
Yeah. Well, my favorite is Sapphires, then Spearmint Rhino, and I know they got a new Peppermint Hippo one. That sounds pretty good. And Crazy Horse 3, that's also another big one. I'll be hit up that in Treasures.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be trying to hit up all of those. Definitely a strip club guy, I mean, since I was like 16, I got my fake ID.
You know that guy RSD Luke?
Yeah.
We used to go to the Spearmint Rhino. He used to live at the Project Vegas too, and we would.
That guy's cool spot also.
Yeah. They had like I think all of them mostly do, where you can get a free limo transportation. This is a good one I like to use for hired guns. If you're picking them up like in a store, like a hostess or a cashier or something like that.
Yeah.
That's why I like Zoom, because it's so much easier to walk someone through the process instead of just verbally telling me. Say you go into the store. This is our PUA, and so let's say the hired gun, the HG is over here. You could approach and just be like, hey, what's up? And what I kind of like to do is I use this bait and switch technique of where I'll say something like, hey, it's my niece's birthday next week, and I need a gift, but I don't really know what to get her. And then, so then now she's like, okay, can I help you find something? Hey, it's my niece's birthday, I want to get her a gift. And then, so basically, she's going to walk over and she'll say something like, how about this? Whatever, she might show you some dress or whatever. You go, yeah, I don't really like that, but what do you think about that over there? And so you kind of point to an area of the store where there's no people in the corner, so you can basically get a mini isolation.
Yeah.
And then
I remember reading this. I was reading this last night.
Oh, were you really? Oh, tight. Yeah. So
sure,
then, once you get her over here, then it's like, she's like, okay, what do you think about this?
Actually, I don't really have a niece, and actually, it's not even her birthday. I just wanted to talk to you real quick.
Yeah. And you're like, but anyway,
right.
And then I usually use it when I'm in a rush for a business meeting. Because it kind of gives you an instant value, like saying I have a job and it's something important.
Yeah.
And you're not the center of my life or whatever. I just thought you were cute and I wanted to get to know you real quick.
Nice.
But I'll just, if you want to trade numbers, maybe we can grab a coffee next week. She says, okay, cool, get my number. Or she's gonna give you maybe the boyfriend excuse, where she's kind of, because it's so intense so quick. She might be like, oh, sorry, I have a boyfriend, and then you kind of have to go into damage control and objection handling and stuff. But
well, you got a good boyfriend objection. Yeah, hey, I'm not looking for your boyfriend. I just want to know you a little bit. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, okay.
But that's a fun one to do if you're doing mall game or anything like that.
Yeah. Oh, we're definitely gonna go to the forum shops at Caesars.
I like to go to the fashion show mall. I think it's a little more key. I like the Caesars too, but it's a little more ritzy, and you're getting a lot of tourists.
Oh yeah.
I feel like fashion show or the Galleria in Henderson is going to be more locals and a little more upscale. I mean, there's Boulevard Mall too, and then there's Meadows Mall, but they're more I don't know if you've ever been over there, but they call it Ghettos Mall because it's kind of on the west side in the ghetto.
Okay.
So you're dealing with I don't know, maybe less classy people versus the Galleria in Henderson. It's they're gonna have a little bit more money, they might be a little more dressed up. I guess it depends on your target and what you're trying to get.
Okay. Cool, man. Yeah, I'll definitely look into those malls. And have you what about the college there? Have you been there in a while, or?
Yeah, I stay right across the street from the college.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When's the best time to go check out the college? Where all the girls are out, going to their classes, probably the lunch hour or something, or?
What I kind of noticed is those classes last an hour or two, and then they don't have a bell like school, but all of a sudden you'll notice it'll get packed everywhere in the quad, and people are transferring classes, and then it will just kind of almost be empty after people getting to their different class. But what I would generally like to do over there is like I would usually have a backpack and acting like I'm a student, and as I'm walking, then I'm gonna be like, oh, hey, like usually I kind of go with this general approach where it's just like, hey, this is super random, but I just want to meet you real quick. I thought you were super cute.
Great.
I
Awesome.
gotta get going to class. But just maybe you want to grab a soda or something at the student union sometime, and or they have like Panda Express over there and what is it, Sabro's Pizza? I don't know how to say the word, but and there's like I think not Shake Shack, but Steak and Shake, is that it? One of those places. Okay. But it's like a place. It's right there. It's in the student union, and it's a good place for a little instant date. And across the street, there's like an Einstein's Bagel. Oh, I think that's important. Is kind of like if you're doing college game, like kind of get to know the area around the college. So because it's a good place to like if you meet them there, then you can suggest, hey, let's go over here to the Chicken Shack or to the Chiba Hut. There's a little sandwich place, and you could be like, yeah, do you like sandwiches? And she'll be like, yeah. You'd be like, yeah, there's this place Chiba Hut. It's like right across the street. They have like, they have this. It's like meat and cheese or whatever. You tell them about the dish, and if she's interested, you'd be like, yeah, let's just go over there. And it's just kind of like now you're jumping from the attraction location, meeting her like in the quad or in front of her class or whatever, to grab a bite of food or a coffee, or there's like some bars in the area. Oh, there's like a PT's Pub, and then there's like or if she likes English food, there's like a fish and chips type of place. So it's like if you just kind of know, if you're talking to her, like, hey, do you like this? And she says yes, and you kind of like when you're playing football and you see like a big opening in the line and you could just jump through it, or you see the wide receiver and just go straight for the goal. So you're talking, yeah, do you like sandwiches? She's like, yeah. Oh, there's this place over here. She's like, that sounds good. Yeah, let's go. And then you grab your phone and then you say, yeah, let's. If you're getting a number close, you're like, hey, are you 702? And she says, yeah. You say, what's the rest? And then you just type in her number, and you could set up a date later, or you could just go for the instant date right there.
Yeah. Awesome. Very good. Yeah.
Is that like how you usually do it, or like what do you usually do?
Well, I mean, I haven't done college game in a while, but I mean, I definitely want to check that out. See how that works for me. Yeah. So let's see here. Yeah, because I mean, honestly, like the last 3 years, I've had like a rotator cuff injury. Have you ever had one of those?
Up here, in the shoulder.
Yeah, rotator cuff. It's like inside of your muscles, and it like makes your back all on flames. So I've been fucked up like the last 3 years. Totally killed my game, Confidence down the roof. It's like not even thinking clearly and shit, But like it's starting to heal up, So I'm starting to get back in there. So I'm gonna have to start over and get back to fucking like decent level, So
that's tough.
All these ideas are freaking great, I mean. Yeah. I just wanted to go like the next 5 years of my life to this shit, just get fucking do this shit, fucking pat.
Oh, dope.
Yeah,
I had not the rotator cuff, but I think it's called like it's something with an L, late or something, whatever muscle in there, and yeah, it's like you can't even move your arm sometimes.
Oh yeah.
From because I think I was bench pressing and I pulled back too far and it like tore something. Yeah. Latrum, something like muscle.
How long did it take to heal?
It was quite a few weeks. And I remember sometimes I was walking and all of a sudden I was like, I have to sit down because it would like be hurting too much just from the movement of walking.
Oh man, that's fucked. Yeah, rotator cuff is a little different, but I mean, it takes fucking forever to heal because I guess it's hard for blood to get in there because of the tendons, so you have to like do all kinds of fucking stretches and like workouts and stuff. But hopefully that's over with soon. So I also wanted to ask, you said you're doing production work, like audio, video for that company?
Yeah.
I was thinking about like looking into that kind of work, seeing if it's something that I'd enjoy doing, And I think you've been doing that for a while too.
Yeah, like 17 years now.
Oh, yeah, that's not.
Yeah, I've
so
worked
you work for a...
go ahead.
You work like an independent contractor, or is there like a company you work for that gives you jobs or something? Or?
Both actually. Like I'm on like 7 different payrolls. So when I do it, it's they call it being on the bounce because like that industry, you can't really guarantee 40 hours because it's only when events are happening.
Yeah.
So all the companies in Vegas, they already know like, oh, you might already be working a certain day, and They're more just call up and they'll say like, hey, we have work on such and such date and time. Do you want to take the call? And you just accept it or decline it. Like one of the companies I work for is called Rhino Staging, and
Okay, awesome.
they're always hiring because like
Oh, no shit.
they're trying. And I think they start you somewhere like they call the position called stagehand, and I think they starts at like 22 or 25.
Okay, sure.
And yeah, you put microphones on drums and set up concerts or conferences and things like that.
Yeah.
That's
Awesome.
a good one. I'm also in the union, which is like, it's called IATSE Local 720. And I think they start at like 32, 34, something like that.
It's called IATSE?
Yeah,
IATSE.
IATSE. There's another one called Stage Crew, and there's another one called Lasso. And they're all basically the same kind of thing. Like they might be like, hey, there's a concert going on at such and such hotel, and we need, 70 people to help do the production. And then you end up just kind of, sometimes you're just like a body on the call. They just need to have people to build shit.
Yeah. That's sick, man.
But then,
So I mean, yeah. So it's pretty chill working out. So you kind of just do your own thing. Kind of help them out when they have events and.
yeah, and you work when you want is the best part. Like you could still be a club promoter and do like whatever
Okay,
you
yeah,
want.
yeah.
And then Rhino is like the best one because it's like they almost hire basically anybody because they just need like a big huge call list because not everyone is always available. So I think they have like
Okay.
1,000 employees, but they get so many gigs. Like they're like, oh, we got a concert at T-Mobile and at the MGM Arena and this place, and we need thousands of people to fill those calls. But
Yeah, nice.
and then they always they basically say, hey, there's work on Friday night. It's an 8-hour shift. Do you want it? And then you just basically say yes, or you say, oh, I already have something that day. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
it's just like something else you could have on the side as well as
Yeah,
being a club
absolutely.
promoter and having your own business or whatever you want.
Yeah, that's sick. So they send you emails or like texts usually, like when they have jobs.
It's you just there's a website and you just log in
Oh,
and it will say like
Oh, cool.
can you work this date, this date, this date, and then you just click confirm if you want it.
Okay, nice, man.
Super fucking
Wow,
easy.
that's
That's why I
sick.
like it because it's like I can do coaching or whatever. I can do this gig.
Yeah.
And then I could do that, and then I can also, and then I'm on like a bunch of other rosters. So if I'm like, like right now, I think on Sunday the 4th, I don't have anything scheduled. So, like, sometime maybe next week, if nobody calls, then I'll call them and say, hey, I'm looking for work on this date. Do you have anything?
Okay, nice.
Or if someone calls up and gets a coaching session, then I can just book that in. And if they call me and say, hey, can you work the 4th? Like, oh, I'm already working. So.
Okay. Awesome. Stuff, man. Thank you. I'll definitely look into that. Yeah, so I mean, I was looking at different places to stay. Have you heard of the Elysian? It's called the Elysian Apartments. It's like a luxury apartments at the like off of Flamingo, I think. I'll send you a website.
That sounds dope.
But yeah, they also got a few different luxury apartments. I was wondering, do you know an apartment complex that has like a lot of strippers or like waitresses that like live there?
No, but that's a good point actually.
Right?
Find the apartment complex where all the strippers are at. Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, like once you're in there, you're just gonna be running into them all the time,
Mhm.
and you're almost gonna be like a part of like your own little community, or your own little. So yeah, so I mean, it's gotta be one like that's by the strip clubs,
Right.
And probably like some kind of luxury apartment complex by the strip club. So I'll look into that more. If you can figure that one out, that'd be a great piece also.
Yeah. That's like the interesting puzzle piece to the game right there.
So also, I know you work with video cameras, filming people while they're out operating. Like either either like just talking to girls, approaching girls, and also I wanted to use that for promoter work. You know, like when I approach a group of girls trying to promote a club to them, so that you can get the feedback and you can know, okay, like, yeah, I'm talking too fast here, or like I'm like leading in too much and stuff like that. So maybe we can do that later on when we get out there in the field, you know, do some wingman work.
Okay.
You still use your cameras for your clients and stuff?
Sometimes. Yeah, I know that definitely helps. A lot of people, they don't have no idea they're even like leaning in too much. Or I have one student, he has this tendency to like, he talks to the girl and then I call him like a space invader, because he doesn't even know that he's doing it, but he's like taking up her space, you know. And I'll be like, hey bro, like you're space invading again. He's like, oh shit, I didn't even know. And I'm like, yeah, when I show him the video, then he could see like his face is like all up in her grill. And then he's like, oh fuck, like, and he's wondering at first, like, oh, I thought my game was tight, why did she get turned off? It's like, bro, like, you're all up in, like, you gotta lean back and just be chill with it. Or,
for sure.
Actually, here's a good tip. Just since I've worked in audio for so long, I've kind of noticed that like a lot of people in the club, you know, the music is like banging and super loud, and then people will be leaning in, going like, they're still yelling or like, yeah, you know, we should go over to this bar, and it's like, if you really think about it, like you're only moving like this much. It doesn't make any difference. It's just like, instead of leaning in, just stay in the same spot and just talk like a little bit louder, and it'll look so much better than going, hey bro, and because like every time you're moving in and out, it makes you look like a giant chicken, you know. They call it pecking, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, cool. Let's see here. Good shit, man. Fuck. Can't wait to move out there. Shit. I mean, there's nothing going on in this part of the woods, this neck of the woods. There's not shit going on, you know. Like unless like Friday, Saturday, you know. But then like during the week, you know, there's not much. Yeah. Vegas, every single day, every single night, there's shit going on in Vegas. So many fucking options.
It's getting bigger now too. They're gonna demo the Tropicana and make a baseball stadium for the Las Vegas A's. The Oakland A's are coming here. Yeah. And then I don't know if you've seen the Sphere over by the Wynn. That's a new like 23,000 person amphitheater. It's like that's about to open, I think, this summer. And then they're building the F1 racetrack. And it's gonna get wild here.
That's fucking sick. Oh yeah. All right, shit. But yeah, and so like if you're, what's your pull? Like, say you're talking to a girl at a hotel bar, it's just say you're talking to two set and they're both into you. How would you recommend like getting them back to the hotel room? Like, just say like with or without drugs. You know, you can say, hey, you know, you guys like treats? You know, I've got some treats. Got some party favorites upstairs. You guys want to?
That's what it's like. I usually will say like, yeah, we're going to an after party, but then the after party is like my house, or it could be the room or their room or whatever. Or you could you could like reframe the situation, and instead of you going like, hey, let's go up to your room, you could be like, yeah, there's an after party. I thought you were having an after party at your place. Now she feels like, oh, it's an after party, so it's okay. We could just go up there and drink. Or one that I used that was pretty successful. I met this girl at the bar at the Excalibur, and she was in town for a conference or something, and then she was like, yeah, I'm just staying upstairs, and I was like, oh, I heard they redid the rooms. They put in like all new HD TVs, which of course every hotel has HD TVs, and so she's like, yeah. I was like, oh man. And then she's like, I could give you a tour. And I was like, yeah, we can go up for a couple minutes, acting like not a big deal. But as soon as you get up there, it's like, it's game on.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I hear they redid this place, eh? Like, how's the view from your hotel? Or you got to see the view from my hotel. It's fucking off the chain.
There you go. Now you're just flipping it, yeah.
All right, well, thanks for coming on here, man. Appreciate it. Good to see you, brother, and thanks for all the helpful advice. I'll definitely work on this side and keep in touch.
Let me know how it goes.
All right, thanks, bro.
All right, then.